Hi everyone. So my wife and I just adopted a child, and yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of baby stuff. We've got all kinds of people giving us diapers and wipes, and we've got strollers and all kinds of stuff. People gave us car seats, and we got another stroller there. But the one thing we don't have, and the one thing that's kind of expensive, is a changing table. So to do, to save a little bit of money, adoption's very expensive. I have a whole bunch of leftover wood from when I did all new trim and molding and all kinds of stuff upstairs around all the doors and windows. So I'm really just going to use this brand new, unused wood, the leftover stuff that I haven't used. And let me come right over here. I'm actually going to use some of the hardwood floors that I haven't used. I thought that would be real cool to do that right on top. Do the top part with hardwood floors, because to be honest, I'm never going to reuse that wood. And once you buy it from Lumber Liquidators, you actually can't return the unfinished wood. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of that left over. We started looking up dimensions. Let's see if I can get these for you. Yeah, there you go. So the changing pad that we want, ignore these over here to the left, but the changing pad that my wife just put on our registry is about 32 inches long, 16.5 inches wide, and almost 4.5 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is the inside part, because I'm going to have sides up to hold the changing pad on. I'm going to do 32.25 and then 17 inches wide, and then I'll be able to put sides up, and that way, just in case it's a little bit bigger or we want to stuff some blankets and whatnot down on the sides, that'll give me a little bit of extra breathing room. So we'll see how it goes. I am completely winging this. I am not doing anything with Pinterest. The only thing I have right now is a picture that my wife wants. She wants 2 shelves. So she's going to have, one on the bottom, then she'll have one in the middle, and then obviously the top will have the changing pad and everything on it. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna keep you updated with this whole project as we go, and we'll see. All right, bye. All right, so here we go. I have the top of the changing table done. Like I said, what I did, I just took the hardwood floors that were left over, cut them all to 32.25, and then, it actually worked out pretty nice with the tongue and groove on all the pieces of wood. I could just put those right in there. And then I used a table saw by Task Force, and I just did one rip cut right down the edge there, because I was at about 18.5, so I had to bring it down about 1.5 inches on that last board. I got a couple gaps in there, but I could cover that up with some wood putty if need be. And then on the back side, what I did, just to hold everything together, just 2 braces and some screws. And really, it was just as simple as that. So this is going to be pretty heavy. Who knows? Maybe I'll even be able to sell this, after we're done using it, because, this thing is going to be plenty durable enough, that's for sure. So I'll keep you updated. So there you have it. The top of the changing table is now complete. So what I did was I had the leftover 1x4s. So I put the 1x4 for the back, just give it a little bit extra support towards the back, and then in the front I just did 1x3s, and the sides, I guess, just 1x3s, and then that way the changing pad can just sit in here and it won't slide around. Like if the baby is kicking, screaming, moving all around, that changing pad that's going to sit inside of here is not going to move that much. What I will say is the hardwood floors make this thing very heavy. The pine is pretty light, but this thing definitely has some weight to it. 10 pounds maybe, I would think. I was a little off on the one measurement in the back, but no big deal. It's just for us anyways. So there you go. I think I did, where's my tape measure here? I'll give you a couple more dimensions. So let's see. This front piece is going to be 33.5, and then obviously back piece 33.5, and then you've got 17 for the sides, and that fit everything in there pretty nice. So now I just got to work on the base and maybe just one shelf because it's so heavy. So we'll see how all that works out. Alright, well, I skipped a few steps in there. The legs were relatively easy to do, so I didn't feel like really doing any extra video on that. I'll just tell you how I made them. We found out that the height of most changing tables are about 37 inches. So what I did, the hardwood floors that I got on the top there are 1/2 inch, and then I just did 36.5 inches for the long side on the outside there. So that puts me right at 37 inches. And then at the time, I was trying to do this so it reduces the weight a little bit. And the first set of legs that I did, I just put some 2x4s on the end, and I was hoping that this 1x3 and the 2x4 at the bottom would give me enough support, but it was really wobbly, and I think that had to do with just the weight of the table up top. So what I did instead, I just made a little L bracket or L leg, and that added a lot more support. So underneath, I put a couple 2x4s, just little blocks of 2x4s on each corner, and that gave me something to drill into on the sides. And then the front and the back are just brad nails into the side. So what I could do is I can actually take this whole thing apart. I only did 2 brad nails for the support on the shelf. So really, you know, brad nails are easy to pull right out. So even if I ever wanted to take this thing apart, you know, in between kids and save some room, the only thing I have to do right now is just take out the 2 screws that are on each top, which that works out nice. And then what I'm gonna do, so I have a support brace that goes from front to back on the top shelf, and then what I'm gonna do for the bottom shelf is I'm gonna have a support brace that goes from left to right, and that should give me, you know, one, it'll square up the whole thing, and then it should give me, you know, cross support on the whole changing table. And once I get this on the carpet upstairs, it won't be nearly as wobbly, obviously. And then once I get that bottom shelf in there, it won't be so wobbly. My concrete floors down here in the basement are not even whatsoever. But I will say I actually did a really good job with the cuts, and they're perfect. The other thing I could do for the bottom is I would stick those little pads that you put on the bottom of chairs and stuff, so they slide easier. I plan on putting those on the bottom, and then that should also help level it out a little bit and give it a little bit more support. So things are coming along pretty nicely. I did sand down the shelf, so that's nice and smooth. And luckily these 1x3s, they are all, they have rounded edges. So the only thing I had to do really was just sand the corners down. So that made that pretty easy. And then, you know, we're gonna have a changing pad on top of here, so I don't really have to sand the top at all. And then that's about it. So I'm just gonna get one more shelf in, and we should be good to go. So here's the changing table all finished up. Like I said, I just got the last bottom shelf on, I said, I have the support going from the left to the right, and then that support goes from the front to the back. So overall, now that I got it on level ground up here upstairs, you can see, I mean, there's practically no wobble to it like there was downstairs. So we should be in pretty good shape. That's pretty much it. I'll link all of the dimensions in the description, so be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching.